Hey, what's up, YouTube? Check this out. Without a doubt, man, I am in the Philippines again. My boo in the Philippines, man. The 30-year-old, she 30 years old, y'all. I'm just fucking with the haters, that's all. 30 years old. Y'all, one of these days, y'all gonna realize that Uncle Mike don't give a shit. I say what I want to say. I talk when I want to talk. I eat food whenever I want to eat food. Get on board with Uncle Mike is doing. Or you could kick rocks. Lord have mercy, I'm mad. Hey, we are doing a big promotion in the Philippines, man. And I've been filming and boy, I'm sitting there calculating, right? We had the table eating. We eating for the third time, right? We have not passed out no flyers, no promotion. We ain't done no promotion, but now we eating for the third time. I'm sitting here like, I must be the only one ready to do this thing. I'm talking about since I got off the plane, baby, I've been ready to do this. But nah, everybody else. But everybody know how to do business. Everybody want to tell me what to do. Everybody want to tell me how I should do stuff. No matter how many subscribers you have, you got baby channels, infant channels, and then you ain't even got a diaper put on you yet. You ain't even taken a dump or a piss yet. That's how infinite you are in this YouTube thing. And the thing that tripped me out is they want to tell me what I should and should not do. F y'all. All of y'all in the rearview mirror. Let me adjust so I can see y'all in the rearview mirror. Can't see him no more. Anyway, man, check this out, man. Terrence Howard reveals what really happened to Diddy adopted daughter. Terrence is going to reveal it. Terrence is going to reveal it, right? Or that's just the title. I know one thing. When we first started talking about the adopted daughter, Puffy, you tripping, man. You done adopted this. You ain't thinking this stuff through too well, man. Your daughters and your kids and everything. The kids. I'm just talking about the kids. You doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, now that you in court and everything, where this little girl at? And your daughters, the daughters who played with this little girl for what, a couple of months, and then all of a sudden, she's supposed to be our adopted sister. God. So let's see what Terrence got to say about this, man. I got my water because of the daggone kidney stone, man. Stop telling everybody your business. Stop telling Uncle Mike what to do. F y'all. That's why people like me, because I'm real true. If you're doing anything negative, I ain't with that. So don't even think negative. That's stupid. I'm like, oh, you don't believe. That's why I keep telling people, I say, oh, you don't believe. Oh, no, I believe you. No, you don't believe. I ain't saying you don't believe me or not. You don't believe. If you can't listen to yourself, you don't believe. You have to be able to listen to yourself first. And stop listening to this worldly shit. The worldly stuff that's not going to do it. Everybody think they very educated because they know the worldly stuff. He ain't part of this world. He made it. All you got to do is listen to him. Y'all hit that subscribe button, man. I'm getting too deep on. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes Uncle might get too deep. That's why I act the way I act and do what I do. And you want to go tit for tit and tat for tat? Don't do that. I don't even want to embarrass yourself. I tell people this, y'all. Look, I don't do like this. I don't cut people like this. I cut people here all the way up to here. What makes it so bad is we don't need a judge because you're going to tell me I won. That's another thing I like to say. Oh, we don't need nobody to judge. You're going to tell me I beat you. You're going to tell me I kick your tail. In fact, you're going to hold your tail up in the air and beg me to kick it. Y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, man. Let's get into this joint. Terrence Howard reveals what really happened to Diddy's adopted daughter. Let's check it out.
How? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child.
Why is that even breaking news? That's the part that kills me. Why is that even breaking news that he adopted a child?
You to tell them the story. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out. So
there's a lot of things that people do that end up sitting and they can't get over it. And they got to keep getting high, hoping to get it out of their head, but when you lose Diddy, your man card.
Y'all, Terrence Howard just brought some evidence of Diddy allegedly trafficking his adopted daughter Ava, and things are about to get way out of hand. We thought that Terrence Howard was done with Diddy when he claimed that Diddy tried to put moves on him, but it turns out that Terrence might know more than he told us on that podcast. And get this, it looks like the feds have caught on to this because they just updated the indictment against Diddy. They added 2 new charges and included new from the original list of charges. A word in the streets is that Ava is allegedly one of the new victims. And like that's not crazy enough, rumor has it that she will be taking the stand to testify against Diddy in the trial. Things are about to start heating up, and it looks like Terrence just might be the one to take Diddy down. So let's get into.
Wait a minute, y'all. Hold up. I forgot all about her, but she's missing. Maybe she with the fans or something, man. Maybe she trying to... Dude, that's crazy, man. I forgot all about her, man. All right, let's keep going, man.
To the details. Okay, so Terrence Howard spilled the tea on the podcast when we thought that we had heard the messiest part of the story. I mean, what could possibly be worse than Diddy allegedly using young artists? Well, Terrence claimed that Diddy allegedly put moves on him and tried to lure him into an intimate relationship.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while.
Yeah, acting.
Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach. And you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back.
In the same conversation, Terrence also said that he wasn't the only black man Diddy allegedly tried something shady with. According to him, there's a troubling trend where Diddy zeroes in on black men during these so-called freak-off gatherings, and Terrence described them not just as over-the-top parties, but as setups where Diddy allegedly works to break these men down. And
you know what, man? What tripped me out is everybody around Diddy, any picture like these people right here, I look at all of them differently now, man. My bad. I don't know, because it's a lot of they said it's a lot of undercover brothers, and you got to do different things to get different favors, man. I mean, that's just how the world works. So, you can tell what kind of favor somebody did because their talent is not all that good, but you always see them a lot. If you I'm not saying the type of talent that you might like, because you might not like country music, or you may not like the piano, y'all, the piano. You may not like that. You might like the guitar or the drums, but you gotta set all that your personal likings aside and see if the person got some freaking talent
during these so-called freak-off gatherings, and Terrence described them not just as over-the-top parties, but as setups where Diddy allegedly works to break these men down and rob them of their manhood. He made it clear that this isn't just some one-off situation. Without naming names, Terrence hinted at other men in the industry who have gone through similar things but stayed silent out of fear, embarrassment, or both. The way he told it, Diddy allegedly preys on black men in moments when they're most exposed, making it part of a calculated ongoing pattern.
Those things. But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire. You should have a greater desire than being a man.
Now, as you can expect, he had the internet gag with the...
Dude, you can't just let that slide. You can't see, if you're a real man, you gotta let that marinate a little bit. I got to turn this back on, man. I gotta make sure my point is coming across correctly. Dude, did you hear what he said? Listen to this right here. Watch this.
Got punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire.
You got punked out or pimped out because of some over greater desire. Now, watch this.
You should have a greater desire than being a man.
You should not have a greater desire. I don't care what it is. You should not have any greater desire than being a man. Especially if your greater desire is being a woman, having a sex change. You just going all against God. And then you got these. You know what? I couldn't even be a doctor to give a person a sex change. I think that's against the Bible, man. That's just my opinion. My bad. You know, I don't think men. I think that was in the Bible. I really don't think men should be sleeping with other men. I don't think ladies should be sleeping with other ladies, even though I like that. Even though I like it, my bad. I ain't saying I'm not a sinner. I know I'm a sinner, baby. Anyway, let's keep going, man.
Never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some over greater desire. You should have a greater desire than being a man.
Now, as you can expect, he
never have a greater desire than being a man. Be a man. You shouldn't even be ashamed of making somebody else be a man. Toughen up, boy. Get up before you fall. My dad used to say that. Boy, get up before you fall. What you mean get up before I've already fell? That's right. If you think about it, it got some meaning behind that, man. Get up. Right now, get up before you fall. Don't stay down there and cry and all that shit.
He had the internet gag with these revelations, but we thought that was it. However, it didn't take long for people in the know to start whispering about how Terrence was holding something back. Rumor had it that Terrence was hiding something worse about Diddy and that it would break the internet when we found out. Well, Terrence also hinted at this when he posted a video on Twitter. He hinted that he was being threatened by some very powerful people, and he threatened to spill everything he knew. And just so we knew that he was talking about the Diddy situation, he added the hashtag #ManCard. You know, the same thing he was talking about on the podcast.
And if you're going to speak against me, then use the same courage that it took for me to say those truths. Man to man, eye to eye, integrity and in truth. I've spent a lifetime earning the right to speak with the conviction about these truths that I speak. So if you want to tear that down, have the decency to come and say it directly to my face. And say it like a man. The conclusions. But we're going to do this respectfully, otherwise we'll end in a duel. And I mean a duel, real life duel, where only one person wants to be.
Well,
wait a minute, dog. That's the pimp himself. Pimp Daddy, he's Sweet Daddy. He like Sweet Daddy on Good Times. He like now listen here, baby. Look here, baby. Look here, mama. Baby, look here. I don't know what they call him. Too sweet. Too sweet. Oh my God, Terrence Howard, man. I don't know, man. I can't do that hair. That Bama got a straight up perm. That's a female hairdo. I don't care what anybody say. F y'all. That's a female hairdo. And I can't get with that. That's just me, man. You know, here we go.
Looks like Terrence is finally starting to spill what he knows, awarding the
That's part of his character or something. Sweet Daddy or Sweets. Look here, Sweets.
Says that it is allegedly having to do with Diddy's adopted daughter, Ava Baron.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go, y'all.
There have been a lot of questions among fans in these past couple of years about what really happened to Ava. And from what Terrence is now saying, it doesn't look good. Fans are convinced that she might have been one of Diddy's alleged victims, and it does not look good for her either. So let's take it back to 2020, right smack dab in the middle of a pandemic, when Diddy made an unexpected announcement. He had an adopted young white girl named Ava Baron Combs. Pretty much overnight, she was introduced as a part of the Combs family. He went on live on Instagram to show her off, proudly presenting her to his followers. Then the moment was so sudden and just random, but that made people either overlook it or quickly forget. And honestly, Ava hasn't really been mentioned much since, which likely explains why no one brought her up again until Diddy's recent legal issues started making headlines, along with everything else we've been learning about him. Now back then, Diddy's announcement seemed like a heartwarming gesture, adopting a child during such a difficult time, when so many kids needed support and stability. It came off as a generous act, and most people gave him credit for trying to step up. But now, in light of everything that surfaced about him, the same video definitely feels unsettling.
But where's she at though? He in jail. And the twins came to the courtroom. The aunt. God dang, Diddy, you got everything around you is twisted. The sons came, but one of them is an adopted son that he took from Albie Shore. Then Kim, did you off that girl or did you? Come on, Diddy. Like, I meant to one of the things, man. All of a sudden oh my God, y'all. Then your son, the one that looks just like you, man. He just rubbed me 100% the wrong way. Is he in jail yet? Did they FBI catch up with him yet? Because he got some cases on him too, by the way. Jesus Christ, Diddy. Diddy done did everything wrong. 50 Cent said it. 50 Cent said, nah, man, Nah, Diddy did it. Diddy did it. He did something. He did one of them things, two of them things, maybe three of them. Out of 120, you did zero? Oh my God, here we go, man.
As a generous act, and most people gave him credit for trying to step up. But now, in light of everything that surfaced about him, the same video definitely feels unsettling. And what once seemed noble now has people watching it with raised eyebrows.
My name's Ava. I'm a Scorpio.
No. What's your last name?
Ava Combs.
What's your other last name?
Ava Baron.
Ava Baron Combs? Yes, it was breaking news. Diddy adopted a white child. I want you to tell them the story about how I adopted you.
You're making a whole family look stupid.
That you're my child also. But please tell the story.
So, I was on the streets, and then Papa Combs decided that he would like to be a caring man. So then he saw me and decided to pick me up and said to come inside and play with his kids.
That's like a little bit like borderline suspect. I don't want nobody. You want to get excited. I adopted you like Madonna adopted kids and everybody else adopted kids. Charlize Theron, everybody's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could, enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out.
But why her though? You sound stupid. You sound real stupid right now. What you're not getting to the heart of this little girl came over, was playing with my daughters, and I know she need help, and I'm here to help her. Show months and months of helping first. All of a sudden, this out of the bling. And it's like, sounds suspect. It sounds suspect. That's because you are making it sound suspect, dude. And what makes it so bad is nobody thought it was suspect until you brought that up. Now I'm looking at all this other stuff you're saying that I know is suspect. Watch
Adopted
this.
kids and everybody else adopted
Madonna.
kids.
What?
Everybody's ever adopted Sandra Bullock. I adopted you because I felt that you could,
Use a black.
enjoy also having a black parent to take care of you and help you out.
You sound so stupid right about now.
Because it's crazy out here online. So I played
Just
with the
clarify.
kids. I got permission from your mother.
You telling this little kid, how old is she? How old is she right now? You got the guy in the back. He gotta be, I don't know, 20 years old, 25 maybe. This little kid is freak, man. 16 at the most. Probably no. 14, 13. She look like she's 13 years old. 12, 13 maybe. Y'all let me know in the comments, how old was she around this time right here, if y'all know.
Say all of that. It's crazy.
Say all that.
I met Jesse and Lila when I was 6 months old.
6 months.
And then basically sisters, all four of us. So.
6
And
months.
then I always come over.
Yes. And it's Ava Baron Combs. Let's go.
And honestly, that's not the only red flag. What made things even more questionable is that Diddy publicly compared his adoption to Madonna's, which, let's be real a second, for a millisecond. That's a bold choice because Madonna's adoptions have been surrounded by controversy. According to multiple sources, not all of her adoptions follow proper legal procedures. And a few years ago, the Ethiopian World Federation accused her of human trafficking and exploiting children, claiming she misled parents into handing over their children under the promise of education opportunities in the U.S., only to adopt them outright instead. Definitely raised eyebrows that Diddy would model his adoption after Madonna's, especially considering the controversy surrounding her own adoption history. That choice alone speaks volumes, but what's really sparking discussion now is the odd dynamic in that video he posted, specifically the fact that his sons were front and center. Fans have been asking if Ava expressed interest in playing with Diddy's daughters, why weren't they included front and center? Why just the sons? And then there's the most concerning issue. Ava looked visibly uncomfortable. Her body language and her expression just didn't sit right with a lot of viewers. And that's what led to a wave of speculation. But was it just an awkward moment, or was there something deeper going on? Some people believe the energy in the room might have been off, and when you consider that Diddy's sons aren't exactly drama-free themselves, well, it gets creepier, because Justin was named in a Lil Rod lawsuit, and Christian has his own legal battles, and so it's not hard to imagine that the vibe may have been tense, if not downright unsettling. But the biggest red flag of all was that Ava pretty much disappeared after that video. Aside from a couple of brief appearances with Diddy's twin daughters Jessie and Delilah, she seemed to vanish entirely. No more family photos, no follow-up videos. It was crickets from her side. And considering Diddy had her calling him Papa Combs, you'd expect her to have a more permanent presence in his life. Now, with all the disturbing allegations coming to light, claims of trafficking and mistreatment of women, fans are starting to question what really happened to Ava. Her sudden disappearance has sparked a wave of speculation, turning the whole situation into something that feels less like a feel-good adoption story and more like a real-life mystery. And people are beginning to wonder, was there more going on behind the scenes than we were led to believe? Now, here's where the plot thickens. Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal came forward and let it all out. According to Gene, Diddy didn't just mistreat Ava, he allegedly used her. He claimed the whole adoption was nothing more than a publicity stunt, a strategic move to earn sympathy and boost his image during the pandemic.
Obvious.
And once Diddy got the attention that he wanted, Gene says he cast Ava aside like she was never a part of the family to begin with. And Gene painted a disturbing picture, saying Diddy found a little homeless girl, brought her into his world under the guise of adoption, and then pretended to embrace her, like one of his own, all for just appearances. Behind the scenes, though, it was allegedly all smoke and mirrors. And while Gene didn't outright accuse Diddy of harming Ava, he definitely stirred that pot. He hinted that something dark may have happened, suggesting that people in the industry already know the truth about Diddy's character. Let's just say he didn't hold back, and the tea he spilled was piping hot.
It's craziness, man.
I did not know Gene was on PBD or PDP, whatever the name of the joint is. PBD. That's crazy. I gotta look that up.
About Diddy's character. Let's just say he didn't hold back, and the tea he spilled was piping hot.
It's craziness, man. And you know what's so crazy is, bruh, that all these stories has been around the industry for a long time. All these industry people know that Diddy been acting like this and doing this and trying to engage. Yo, it's a lot of stories that goes around in this industry about not just him, other people. Jimmy Iovine. Ain't nobody talking about Jimmy Iovine. He got charges and everything on him, but he got those publicists that's keeping it out off of CNN. It's keeping it off the major news reports. Nobody's talking about that. This is something that goes on, man, that they're gonna push up under the rug, and a few years later, Bad Boy 5, 6, 7, 8 will be out.
Sadly, Gene might be right when it comes to the industry's habit of looking the other way. We've seen it before. R. Kelly, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby. Powerful men protected for years while their suffered in silence. And even in Cassie's lawsuit, she made it clear that Diddy was constantly surrounded by enablers and people who either ignored his behavior or actively helped cover it up. So when Gene started dropping bombshells, it wasn't hard to wonder what's really been happening behind closed doors. And here's where it gets especially disturbing. Gene hinted that Diddy might have had some very questionable videos involving Ava. Videos that are allegedly not just inappropriate, but potentially criminal. He even claimed that federal investigators were allegedly searching for the videos because they believe they did exist.
You understand? It's gonna come to the forefront. Now, what they're looking for, because it was gone on the premises of, they're looking for pictures of girls that may appear to be underage in a girls context, like they in a act. That's what they're looking for. So now they're gonna go through all those devices. If somebody got any kind of weird that they got little kids or little girls or something like that in any kind of pictures or any kind of photos that they took out of there.
And well, it looks like 50 Cent also has this insider information because allegedly he's been sitting on some insider knowledge about Diddy and his mess long before the receipts started coming out. 50's been warning us for years, but folks brushed him off, chalking it up to jealousy or old beef. And most people figured he was just salty that Diddy didn't sign him back when he was trying to break into the industry. And to be fair, there might still be a little bit truth to that too. We all know 50 Cent is the king.
Man, 50 tripping me out with these suits and stuff, man. I mean, I'm down with them and everything, but dude, you gotta change your image. You gotta reinvent your image. And I'm like, I wouldn't expect him to. 50 Cent is very, very smart. The more I think that he's not smart, the more he shows how smart he is. Changing that image into that suit to gather. You're gathering. This is what's happening, y'all. 50 Cent is gathering the likings of lawyers and people that work in very high class professional stuff, but behind closed doors, they like to slip in that deep undercover ghetto rap, thugs and battle rap and stuff like that. But I'm really a good law-abiding citizen. But I wanna, I wanna get in the streets every now and then. So that's what 50 Cent is representing right now. I'm coaching, man. I'm teaching y'all some
that
stuff.
Diddy didn't sign him back when he was trying to break into the industry. And to be fair, there might still be a little bit of truth to that too. We all know 50 Cent is the king of holding grudges because he is petty as F. So it's not shocking that his beef with Diddy never died down, especially since he's also been in a long-standing feud with Diddy's bestie, Jay-Z. But y'all, 50 Cent hinted that there were some more disturbing details about Diddy than the feds were even keeping hidden. Like when he said, "This is why they put that tape out. They know they can't charge him with what we saw, but they know we can't unsee what we saw." So according to an insider, 50 Cent allegedly had some hard evidence of how Diddy allegedly Ava, and that he's going to be heavily featured in his up-and-coming documentary. For context, last year 50 Cent announced that he was doing a documentary on Diddy, saying, "Diddy do it? Coming soon, GLG, Greenlight Gang, and another one." He also said, "Rapper, I thought Diddy was a billionaire music mogul. If he's smart, he will file for bankruptcy now. Anyone with real money knows why I'm saying this. I'm the best producer for the job, guys. Here come the receipts." Now, all this was said last year, and in the middle of all the other mess that Diddy had going on, we kind of forgot about Ava. But then it changed after Terrence started hinting that he knew something about her. The next thing we knew, the feds updated their indictment against Diddy, adding 2 new anonymous. The new indictment said, "At all times relevant to this indictment, Sean Combs, the defendant, engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse toward women and other individuals. This was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in orchestrated performances of activity with Combs and at times with Combs and male commercial workers. At times, Combs and others acting at his direction made arrangements for women and commercial workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation and." They also added new charges, writing, "Combs and other members and associates of Combs Enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role at the Combs business to intimidate, threaten, and lure female to Combs' orbit, often under the pretense of a romantic relationship. Combs then used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause violence, including but not limited to 3 female victims, victim 1, 2, victim 3, to engage in commercial acts. In connection with the commercial acts, Combs provided the with, among other things, monetary payments, career opportunities, and payment of rent and housing expenses." It continued, "Some of the commercial acts involved male commercial workers and were referred to by Combs as, among other things, freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced performances that Combs arranged, directed, mastered, and often electronically recorded. In arranging these freak-offs, Combs, with assistance of other members and associates of Combs Enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial workers across state lines and internationally." Y'all, so he was also accused of allegedly forcing women to sleep with other men at his famous parties for money. But before we get into what federal investigators have uncovered, let's be very crystal clear. The situation did not consent to this. According to the feds, Diddy allegedly coerced her into participating in these acts and then forced her to accept payment afterwards. Why? So he could turn around and claim plausible deniability, acting like she willingly engaged and was simply being paid for services that she provided.
It's the third time. This is the third time that I heard that Puffy made people take a bribe or made people get paid for it. How did she say it? Let's see.
Very crystal clear. The situation did not consent to this. According to the feds, Diddy allegedly coerced her into participating in these acts and then forced her to accept payment afterwards. Why? So he
forced her to accept the payment. I'm gonna make you accept this payment. So in your mind, you took this bribe, so you can't do nothing about it. Bullshit. That's bullshit. 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 Where my man at? My bad. Here we go. Here you go. Right here. Right here.
A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit. A bullshit.
I'm rusty, y'all. I'm rusty because I'm rusty, man. I ain't have it set up. It should have been queued up and ready to roll. But the thing about it is this, man. There was a police officer, I think it's a judge or some type of person in the court system. Don't quote me on what they exactly do, but quote me on what they said. They said Diddy made them take the bribe because Diddy had said that he was going to hurt their family members. You know, if you don't do this, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, man. And he had a couple of hitmen on his payroll, bruh. He had hitmen out there, man, bruh. Come on, bruh, for real. These people was afraid. They coming out now, man. They coming out now. They coming out, baby. They coming out.
Did not consent to this. According to the feds, Diddy allegedly coerced her into participating in these acts and then forced her to accept payment afterwards. Why? So he could turn around and claim plausible deniability, acting like she willingly engaged and was simply being paid for services that she provided. It's all a calculated move meant to blur the lines between consent and coercion. And considering how many people online have been quick to shame or discredit the women involved in Diddy's so-called freak-offs, it's not hard to see why this twisted tactic might actually work, at least in the court of public opinion. And it paints the victim as complicit, when in reality, she may have been trapped in a situation that they never agreed to in the first place. The indictment document said, from at least in or about 2009, up to and including in or about 2018 in Southern District of New York and elsewhere, Sean Combs knowingly recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, and solicited by any means a person to engage in criminal act and willfully caused the same, to wit, Combs recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, and maintained and attempted, aided, and abetted, and willfully caused to engage in commercial acts, knowing and in reckless disregard of the fact that one was engaging in commercial acts as a result of force, fraud, and coercion. Then the document said from at least in or about 2021 up to and including in or about 2024 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, Sean Combs knowingly recruited, enticed, and solicited by any means a person knowing the means of force, threats of force, fraud, and coercion would be used to cause the person to engage in a commercial act and attempted, aided, and abetted, and willfully caused the same, to wit, Combs recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, and maintained two, and attempted, aided, and abetted, willfully causing two to engage in commercial acts, knowing and in reckless disregard of the fact that two was engaged in commercial acts as a result of force, fraud, and coercion. Y'all, the same exact thing for two. Well, the streets are saying that Ava could allegedly be one of the new that the feds added. Given the recent public interest in her situation with Diddy, it wouldn't be surprising if the feds did some digging and decided to add her to the list of alleged. Y'all, this is very, very messy, but luckily it won't be very long for us to figure out what's going on, because even though the trial got pushed further, it's starting soon, and something tells us that we're going to be even more shocked than we are now. But in the meantime, I gotta know what y'all think about this. Drop your thoughts in comments below and then check out this next video.
That was some good information that we came across. Some very good information. Man, I did not know that Madonna had problems with the adoption and all that stuff. Because she was adopting a lot of kids and stuff, man. That's crazy. Then all of a sudden you, what you doing with all these kids? Red flag. Why you adopted? Because they need a place to live and they so happy and I'm trying to do the right thing. Bullshit. You selling these kids for some financial gain. Oh my God. Where are the good people at? Y'all need to show y'all face a little harder, good people. I need me some good people medicine. It's like all poor people that can't market and promote themselves, ones that's doing, man, I swear to you, doing positive stuff. I swear to y'all, man, I can't do anything negative, man. It hurts my soul to even think about being around negativity. I don't want to be around negativity. I don't even want to hear nobody talking negativity until I get pissed off and I have to kirk out because you done did something you ain't had no business doing to somebody else, Puffy. I think I'm gonna go up to New York, man. I think while this trial is going on, I think I'm gonna take me a vacation up to New York and see how close I can just get to the trial or whatever. I ain't got no pull, I ain't got no clout. I'm just gonna go up there and see what happens, bruh. And film it. Y'all take it slow. Y'all tell him Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.